Welcome to Letting Go University. Today we're going to be letting go on lesson 310 from the A Course in Miracles workbook, in Fearlessness and Love I Spend Today. So if you looked at the map of consciousness that Dr. David R Hawkins put out, there's this top state. And that is where we are. As far as I understand it right now, that's the truth. And all this other stuff below that is just transitory dream experiences, as are referred to in the Course in Miracles workbook. And it's not where we really live. So we make a decision. Okay, right. Oh, this is a great suggestion. Course in Miracles workbook, and fearlessness and love I spend today. Wow, what's it like to live in fearlessness and love, to live in courage and acceptance and joy and beauty? What's it like to be in heaven? And so I make that decision, and then everything other than that is going to come up to be forgiven, to be let go of. And so out over these 310 days, maybe you've let go and forgiven quite a bit. There's almost always more. Until you fully relinquish the ego, I don't claim to have fully relinquished the ego, there's more stuff that comes up. When you choose the positive, the negative is going to come up to be released. So saying this to yourself, in fearlessness and love I spend today, that is there. That's a guarantee. It's there. So could you allow anything other than that to come up to be forgiven? Other than love. Now, there's a misconception. Oftentimes there's a very big misunderstanding about what love is. Most of the time, people in this realm, in this world of your creation, my creation, this understanding of love is attachment, possessiveness. It's not a state of oneness. It was helpful for me to have love recontextualized as a state of being at one with something. And that love is freeing. It's not controlling. So in fearlessness and love, I wouldn't be attempting to control the future. I wouldn't be attempting to control another person. I wouldn't have an investment in an outcome. I would be in a state of loving oneness with what is, where there's no room for fear. Fear is a total stranger to this frequency, this attractor pattern of loving oneness. And so I say, I love you, sweetheart. What I'm oftentimes saying there is, I'm attached to you. I'm dependent on you. When you behave this way, I allow myself to experience love. And so to set the world free, forgive the world of all my past misconceptions of smallness and limitation. Come to a state where I don't need anyone or anything appearing in the world to allow myself to be what I am, the love of Source. And to have compassion. That love has infinite patience, infinite compassion, and infinite mercy for anything that might come up, to be forgiven. Don't need to punish myself or sin myself for not being all the way yet. So could you make the choice to spend today in fearlessness and love, and watch what comes up other than that and forgive it? Let it go. Let's begin. The power of decision is yours. power of decision is yours. You will not be forced to decide upon anything. For love is freeing, and you are loved. And so there's no judgments or attacks happening on what you're choosing with that power of decision, which is your divine inheritance. You do that just fine on your own, don't you? And so in fearlessness and love today, that's how it will be spent. Could you make that decision? Make that choice. Knowing who walks with you, knowing your Father, knowing you are His Son. Could you make that decision today, right now? The only time a decision happens is now. And so you might say to yourself, in fearlessness and love, I spend today. So that's what's always available to you. And when you make that decision, it's going to bring up anything other than that to be forgiven. Not to be dwelled on and wallowed in. To be forgiven, to be let go of. So is there anything you've chosen today other than fearlessness and love? Any planning, any defenses for what might happen? The future is terrifying for many people. And could you just allow up this feeling, other than fearlessness and love, to be forgiven? Does forgiveness slap and fight and argue? Or does forgiveness love? Could you allow whatever's coming up to be in this attractor pattern of forgiveness? Just let that feeling come up. Behind all the stories of whatever it's about, all these thoughts are just resistance to a feeling. Could you just let that feeling be there, let it come up, and forgive it? Let it go. That too is the power of your decision, your choice to make. Would you forgive this feeling? Let it go. And spend today in fearlessness and love. And you make the conscious decision, I spend today in fearlessness and love. In fearlessness and love, I spend today. And that's a decision in alignment with heaven. That's all God wills for you every moment of every day. Happiness, joy, ever present. And so when you make that decision, what's going to come up? Anything other than that. Anything other than that decision that's out of alignment. That's in the world you created before. Could you allow that up? That's anything you're afraid of or anything you're unloving with. Anything you don't accept oneness with. And could you open up and welcome the feeling behind the thoughts? Could you let it be just a feeling, not a good or a bad feeling? Just a feeling. And could you allow this feeling to be forgiven? Just let it run. Just turn it over. Nothing to force, fight. Just forgiving it. Letting that feeling run out on its own, releasing it. Would you release this feeling from your day? Forgive it. And spend today in fearlessness and love. Now, this love is infinitely patient, so maybe that feeling doesn't go right away. Could you stay in love today, in patience, infinite mercy, infinite compassion? Just allowing other than love to release from your day, forgiving it. Because you make the choice, and fearlessness and love I spend today. And then you get exactly what you need to release, to surrender, to be in that state of love today. So could you allow up anything other than love that seems to be here today? Anything other than courage, fearlessness that seems to be here today? And could you simply acknowledge it? That oftentimes starts as a thought or is witnessed as a thought. There's a feeling there other than love. Could you dive into that feeling and just let the thoughts scroll by without clicking on them? When you engage with the thoughts, it's like subscribing to it and you get more and more of it. Could you just ignore the thoughts and dive into the feeling? Could you allow that feeling to dissolve in forgiveness, in surrender to God? Just allowing that feeling, not fighting it, witnessing that feeling, observing it, just letting it be there, letting it run, just a feeling. And could you forgive it? Surrender it to God. Would you forgive this feeling? Surrender it to God. The power of decision is your own. You'll never be forced. Just allowing the forgiveness of the feeling, surrendering it. When we open to the divine grace that we really are, the grace releases us, releases even the small self, even the ego, even loves that. For love cannot have characteristics other than what it is. Infinite mercy, patience, beauty. And so could you just allow today to be a day spent with infinite mercy, infinite patience, infinite compassion, infinite beauty? And that is infinite power. Just letting anything that comes up come up to be forgiven. forgiving the world we made to live in God's world. And that's where we're going to spend today. If we choose. Do you choose to spend today in fearlessness and love in God's world? In heaven? A wonderful sounding idea. Very spiritually idealistic. And then, could you notice any resistance to spending today in fearlessness and love? Is there anything you need to worry about today? Anyone you have a grievance with today? Any disturbance? Anything other than peace today? Let's just call that resistance to spending today in fearlessness and love. And whatever comes up for you, could you be starting your day of love with compassion for what's coming up, with mercy for what's coming up, with patience for what's coming up? Could you just let that feeling come up behind whatever thoughts of whatever it seemed to be? Could you just patiently and compassionately go to the feeling behind the thoughts and allow this feeling, let it start to unravel, start to dissolve. Not by fighting it, not by trying to change it, just by letting it go, forgiving it. Just experiencing the sensation, the feeling, and the thoughts pop up completely automatically. Could you just drop behind the thoughts again? Patiently being with this feeling, compassionately being with this feeling, allowing it to dissolve through your forgiveness, through your letting go. Would you dissolve this feeling from your day through compassionate, patient forgiveness? That's part of spending today in love and fearlessness. Means anything that comes up, forgiving it. Any feeling, any thought, any person, any situation, being compassionate and patient with it. How do you spend a day in love and fearlessness? You walk with courage, knowing who walks with you, and that anything comes up is coming up to be loved, forgiven. And it will pass, for nothing other than love exists. Could you forgive the dream world, let it go, and spend today in heaven with God as His Son, in fearlessness and love you spend today? It's your choice. Well done, releasing. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for your decision to live today in love and fearlessness.